Hello friends. Now in this video we'll learn few basic things about Excel. So that is why we have named it as getting started with Excel. I have mentioned few basic terminologies which we will be learning during the course of this video, and other than these things which we have mentioned, we'll also do few other things which whatever comes to my mind I'll just share with you, and so that you can at least learn about these things. Okay. Now, the first thing which we want to know is a cell address. Now, before starting with that, let me first show you. Suppose once you have to open a new Excel sheet, it will be something like this. This is the way how you can create a new Excel sheet. Okay, just go over here, press new and create. So you can open a new Excel sheet. Fine. Now, all let me again show you. Yeah, so this is a new Excel sheet. This area, when we talk about this area is called as the ribbon. Okay, this is the ribbon area. Complete. This is a completely a ribbon area, and in the ribbon area you have these tabs. Okay, so what Excel has done, it has consolidated the relative functions, the functions which are quite similar functions which are there, yet it has consolidated into a particular tab. Like in home tab you have cut, copy, format painter, few things about your fonts, bold, italics, underline, and some formatting things. Okay, now a basic Excel worksheet is consisting of columns and these rows. Okay, so a basic worksheet consists of column and rows. Now if you want to know how many columns will be there in a particular Excel sheet, so total number of columns which can be there in an Excel sheet is, one sec, it can go up to XFD. Okay, and I'll just come to that. What do you mean by XFD? And total number of columns or rows which are there is 1048576 is the total number of rows which a Excel sheet has. These are the number of rows which a Excel sheet has. You can see, one second, I think it's out of the window. Yeah, I think now you can see it properly. So these are the number of rows which Excel can have. So a particular worksheet has around 10,48,576 rows and XFD. So XFD can be equal to around 16,384 columns. So 16384 columns will be there in a particular Excel sheet. If we do it over here, equal to columns, column, yeah, it's 16383. So total number of rows in Excel sheet, it has around 1048576, and column it has 16834. So Excel, when we talk about Excel, the spreadsheet is arranged in the form of these rows and columns. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, these are the rows. So after Z, again it starts from A, A, B, A, C, A, D. So this way it starts, and again B, For B, then again for CJ, CK, CL, CM, CN, like this way. Okay. So in a particular spreadsheet or particular worksheets of Excel, there will be enough of material for you to do your work. The thing to notice over here is, now suppose if you are pointing to M7, this is column M and row 7. The same thing is shown over here. Let's do it again. Now we are going to M11 S6. So same thing is shown over here. M7, maybe H11. So suppose you want to go to a particular cell. Let's assume you want to go to AA679. Press enter. You will reach column AA and 679 is the row number. Okay. If you again want to go back to the initial cell A1, press A1, enter. You will again go back to cell A1. So this bar is called as cell address bar. Suppose you want to go to XAS89, enter. So now you are at XAS89. This can be very easy way of navigating a worksheet. Wherever you want to go, just enter the cell reference over here and you will reach to that particular location. Okay, so this was about the cell address. Now formula bar. Okay, one sec, I think some data I have hidden. Yeah. Now suppose you have these two digits 34 and 56 and you want to add them. Okay, what you can do, you can write a very simple formula equal to sum L3 and M3. So once we press F2, you can highlight the range or the cells which it is taking for doing the sum. So the formula will be shown over here. So this is called as a formula bar. This is your formula bar. You can even expand it. Suppose the formula which you have to write is quite huge, you can expand or you can collapse it or expand it. Okay. So this will be your formula bar, where whatever formula you will be writing or whatever you will be doing, you can see it over here. Okay. There is something called as QAT. QAT means quick access toolbar. As I have already explained that this complete set is called as ribbon. Okay, and in the ribbon you have these tabs in which similar functions are grouped together. Like in formulas you have all the kind of different formulas. In view you have different layouts for printing your worksheets or viewing your workbook, whether you want to remove the grid lines or keep the grid lines. So all the options are clubbed into view. You have zoom, whether you want to zoom into your worksheet or zoom out of your worksheet. Okay, so after the ribbon there is a small toolbar over here. This is called as QAT, that is quick access toolbar. Now suppose if you want to add icons into this particular toolbar, suppose you want to add conditional formatting in quick access toolbar, right click and just click on add to quick access toolbar. The conditional formatting will be added to quick access toolbar. Okay, if you want to delete something from quick access toolbar, remove from quick access toolbar. We have a separate chapter about or separate video about quick access toolbar, which we'll learn as we go along with our classes or lectures. So this is just a basic which I have told you about quick access toolbar. Now ribbon, I have already explained you about the ribbon. Many a times what happens that people feel that ribbon is taking a lot of their space and they want more space to work, so they don't require this big a ribbon on the top of their spreadsheets. Okay, what you can do, you can go to any tab and double click it. So the ribbon will be collapsed and you will get more space to work. If you again require the ribbon, again double click it and it will again come. So over here the funda is, go to any of the tabs, double click, the ribbon will collapse. Again if you want to expand it, again double click on it and it will again uh, come for uh, come for your reference, and you can use any number of worksheets. Okay, now once you open a particular sheet, now I've already shown you how to start with the blank workbook. Click on the blank workbook and create. By default, Excel will show 3 worksheets: sheet number 1, sheet number 2 and sheet number 3. Now suppose if your work requires that you need to have more than 3 number of worksheets, what you can do, go to Excel options and include this many sheets. You have an option over here, include this many sheets. Instead of 3, if you want maybe 5, make it 5. Okay, and whenever you will be opening a new worksheet, it will be with 5 workbooks or worksheets. Fine. Now these are called as like sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. These are called as worksheets. Okay, and a complete set like book 5, you can name it the way you want, and this will be called as a workbook. Okay, so how to save a workbook? Now we'll just learn about how to save a workbook. Press over here, save as Excel workbook, maybe desktop. Let's learn Excel. Okay, so I have saved this workbook as let's learn Excel. Fine. Yeah, so we already know now how to alter the worksheets in a workbook. Now before going further about the different tabs which are in the ribbon, let us learn a bit more about the spreadsheets. Now suppose you are in sheet 1 and just right click. Now you will get these kind of options. You can also insert a worksheet by pressing insert worksheet and OK. So a new worksheet has been added. You can also move this worksheet from this place to this place, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there and 6 is in front. It doesn't look nice. So just go to the worksheet, left click and just keep it here. Sorry, now yeah, now this is sheet 6. Now suppose if you want to differentiate sheet number 4, you can also add some kind of color in it. Okay, now suppose if you are working in sheet number 5, you can see that sheet number 4 is a bit different. You can even delete a particular worksheet. Okay, you can even rename a worksheet. We will learn Excel. Okay, so now the name of this particular spreadsheet is we'll learn Excel. You can even hide a worksheet. Unless and until you don't press unhide, you won't be able to see the worksheet. Okay, you can even copy this particular worksheet into some other location. For that, press move or copy, create a copy in maybe getting started with Excel and move it to the end. Okay, now a copy of that sheet is created in our getting started with Excel. Now let's learn a bit about basic functions in the Home tab. In Home tab you have option for paste, cut, copy, format painter. Let me take a few values so that So value 1, value 2, value 123, value 2 maybe 56. Okay, now Arial is the font, the type of font which we require. Now suppose if this is the data and I want to change the font, press over here and you can change the font. You see, as soon as I am scrolling through the various fonts, the font, the way these figures are looking, it's changing. Okay, yeah. Now let's assume I want maybe Tohama. Okay, and I want the font size to be maybe 10, and I want my data to be centrally aligned. Okay, and I want the color of the data maybe reddish. I want my data to be in italics, in bold. Okay, now I want a border across my data. Okay, now sorry, yeah, I just unmerged the thing, but not required. Okay, so cut means, suppose if you have to cut the data, cut, then you can maybe paste it over here. So from this place the data will be gone and it will be pasted over here. That is the function of cut. Another way you can do it is Control X, Control V. Okay, now second one is copy. You can copy these particular cells, copy, and maybe you can paste it over here, paste. Okay, about these other options which we have, like formula paste, paste value, no border transport, paste link, paste special, when we'll be learning about our paste special chapter, at that time we'll be learning more about it. Okay, now Arial, let fonts. So fonts I've already shown you, like this is the way you can change your fonts. You can change whatever font you want, whatever you feel like your data will look good in this. Suppose if you say that your data will look good in this font, you can make it to that font. The choice is yours, and the more you will experiment it, or the more you will try to learn about it, it will be good for you. Okay, now this was underline. You can even underline your data and the value figures. I don't think you will be able to see it, but still let me try. If I just zoom in, yeah, you can see a underline. So this is the way you can underline the data. If you want to remove the underline, again press on this. So italics is removed and boldness is removed, and let's go back to some simple font. Okay, now let me again zoom out so that I can see the full worksheet. This should be fine. Yeah, so this is fill color. Now if you want to fill color in the background, I can select any of the color and fill in the background. If I want to change the font color, I can go to A and press this. Okay, now the functions which are mentioned over here, most of them are alignment functions. Like suppose if I select the data and press this, this is a align text on the left hand side, this is center align, and this is right align. This is middle align. This talks about within a particular cell. So this is top align. The data is aligned to the top of the cell. Data is aligned to the middle of the cell, and data is aligned to the bottom of the cell. Now many a times what happens that, suppose if you are entering something, what is it, sorry, suppose if you have to enter something, why it is not showing, wait, suppose you have entered this data, but the problem is the data is so long that it is exceeding a particular cell. That Q9 is the cell, it is exceeding the cell. Maybe you are writing a sentence, or maybe the word is a bit long. In this case, what you can do, the first option which you will be having is just go over here in the column and double click it. So cell will be expanded as per the requirement of the data. Let's undo it. But many a times it also happens that you cannot increase the column width. So in those cases, right click, format cells, alignment, just click wrap text. So text will be wrapped. Now you can just do it like this, and you can then see the full text. Okay, so this is the function of this wrap text. Many times, suppose if you have your data in this in this particular cell, and you want to you feel that the data you have in this particular cell, but it is not what we say, looking good enough. So let me merge two cells and show my data. So select the cells you want to merge and center. Okay, alignment you can also change by means of your format series dialog box. So again, it's in the center. Fine. Now this is called the formatting. So now you can show a particular data in general format, number format, currency, accounting, short date, long date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific. We'll learn more about these things in our formatting lesson. When we learn about formatting cells, we learn more about these things. Okay. Now many times, suppose if you're writing a digit like 345.98 blah 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 something you have written, and you want to show to the you don't want to show all the digits which are there. Like if you see total, these many digits are there, but if you want to show just few digits after the zero, after the dot, or after the decimal, you can use these functions. Okay. Now many a times what happens that, suppose you enter some data, and suppose in this case you have entered the data, and instead of showing the cell, the Excel is showing you hash, series of hash signs. This means that the cell width is smaller than the data which you have added. So please increase the cell width. Okay, now let me show you again. So this means please increase the cell width. Now suppose if you will do maybe 675 exponentiation. Okay, even in such cases Excel will show this kind of an error, because Excel is not able to calculate this thing. So there are two things, like first is the cell width is small, and the second one is it's too complicated for Excel to calculate. Let me first delete it. This Excel can calculate, but if I add one more digit, Excel shows me a num value. If I reduce it, it will show me a hash kind of a things. Okay. Now there is something called as conditional formatting. Conditional formatting we learn more when we will be in our conditional formatting, but now let's assume you have few digits. Okay, like these 4 digits you have. Let's center line it and what happened? Okay, it's a merge cell, no? Unmerge. Okay, yeah. Now suppose you have these 4 values with you. Okay, and you want to highlight the values which are more than uh, 40. Okay, go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules greater than maybe 40. So only 2 values will be highlighted. So conditional formatting, if we want to learn in simpler terms, it means that format a particular set of values or particular cell of data based on certain condition. Okay, now in this case our condition was 40. Highlight format cells which are greater than 40. You can also change it to maybe 34 or maybe 20 or maybe 34. And suppose if you want to format your cells which are greater than 34, then in that case please fill yellow color, so accordingly it will be done. So formatting is done based on certain conditions. This something called as tables. We learn more about it as we go proceed. Something called as insert cells. Yeah, insert cells I want to show you. Suppose you are working in a suppose this is your worksheet. You are working with some data or something like that, and you want to insert a value. Right click, insert. This this data is a big huge, so that is why this is how you can insert a row. Okay, this was the way how you can insert a row. Suppose if you want to insert a column, this is the way you can insert a column. Let's undo it. You can also do the same thing by means of insert sheet rows, insert sheet columns, or insert sheet or insert cells. Also delete sheets, delete sheet rows. The way to delete is maybe select the cell, delete the column. Okay, like suppose this, delete. The column is being deleted. Now you have few options for adjusting the row height, adjusting the column width, unhide and unhide, organize sheets, protection. So auto sum you have, fill, clear, fill, and so we'll learn more about these as we proceed. I just wanted to by the basic objective of this lecture is just to tell you few basic things which are in the home tab. The second one is insert tab. In insert tab you have pivot tables, how to make a pivot table and a pivot chart. What do you mean by a table? How to insert a particular picture inside your worksheet. Now picture, I don't have any picture in this, so let me again help you out later on to show you how you can add your pictures in the worksheet. Clip art you have, clip art you can add. We'll learn more about it as we proceed. You can add these geometrical shapes, equations, everything you can add in your Excel worksheets. Then you have your smart arts. Maybe you want to add this kind of a trapezoidal list which gives you some particular information. You can add it, and as soon as you add these kind of things, so you have these design and format tabs as well. So by means of design you can even change the way your chart is looking, or your this smart art is looking, and you can also format the font size, font color, fill shape, whatever you want. You can even customize it. Okay, we'll learn more about it in the chapters to come. So this was your insert. Then you have these very important charts. You have column chart, line chart, pie chart, bar chart. We'll learn more about it and when we will be doing our charting lessons. Hyperlink. Okay, hyperlink is there in the list, so I'll come to that. Then you have a text box, header, footer, symbols. Now how to insert a symbol in Excel? Press, suppose you want to add cross sign, so click on that and press insert. So then press close and it will be inserted in your worksheet. Then you have page layout, so it can affect the colors, fonts, margins, size, print area, page breaks, background. If you want to change of your worksheet, you can even do that. Suppose you have some picture, you can add that picture into your worksheets and you can use it. Okay, I think I have some pictures. Yeah, it's my program which was connected by us. So insert. So it is showing that this was the background, like who had connected a program in Lokmanya Tilak College of Engineering, and it is showing the Excel workshop organized by Team Neve. So delete background. Fine. In the same way, you can also show you how to add a picture. Now, picture. So this was a worksheet photograph. So I have added. So once you add a particular picture, you have the format tab which comes up. So by means of the format tab, you can change the orientation, how exactly your picture is looking, what boundary you want, what color you want. You can change everything. Okay, like see, as I am going through these different options which are inbuilt in Excel 2007, you can see the way that the picture is being presented, it's changing. You can also change the picture borders, like in this case, suppose if you want to go with this, you can change the picture border. If you want to change the picture shape, I can even change the picture shape. So everything can be done. So it's a vast thing. You can explore it whenever you feel time, and whenever you want to do it, you can explore it. Okay, this was a bit about the insert function and the page layout. Next is formulas. So all the formulas, related formulas, are grouped together. Like you have these important functions like sum, average, count, max, min, more functions, some recently used formulas, some financial formulas, logical formulas, text formulas, date and time formulas, reference and VLOOKUP formulas, mathematical formulas, and few more functions. You can also define a range by named range. We'll learn more about it. Precedence, dependence, I'll show you. And then you have your data. Suppose you want to add filter, you want to sort the data, you want to what if analysis by means of goal seek or scenario manager. You can even group your data, ungroup the data. We'll also learn about subtotals. Don't worry, these things may feel quite alien to you, but now you are with us, so we'll be teaching you about each and everything in Excel. So now how to insert a comment, how to delete a comment, how to show a comment, and how to protect your workbook, and few things about printing. Okay, and how the view is being shown, how to freeze panes, and how to split or hide the data. Sorry. Yeah, for some people this developer tab won't be visible. If developer tab is not visible, what you can do, go to start, go to Excel options, and click on show developer tab in my ribbon. Okay, and then press OK. So this developer tab will be shown in your ribbon. So this was just a few very basics about the various tabs. We'll also learn more about it as we'll proceed. Okay, now let's learn about the Alt shortcut. just press Alt key on your keyboard. You will see these kind of alphabetical and numeric numbers. Okay, now suppose you have maybe 56 as the value and you want to bold it. One option is straight away go to bold and press P. Okay, now let me show you a different way of doing it. Select the cell, press Alt key, you'll get these kind of numbers. Okay, you know that this bold is in home tab. Okay, press H, which is the value for the home tab. Now if you want to bold it, please press 1, which is option for B. So you can bold your cell. Now let's assume, now select this, again press Alt, go to H. Now we want to change the font size. Now for font size, or the font which is being we want to change the font face. So for that, the option which it is saying, it's FF. Press FF 2 times. By means of arrow key, you can select the font you want. Maybe this looks a bit neat. Enter. So this is the way how you can change a font size by means of Alt key. So whenever you press Alt key, you can go to anything. Like if you want to go to formula, press M. So all the formulas will be visible. Okay. Now suppose you want to add some formula, you can go over there and then add that particular formula. Like in this case, I pressed F. I want to add this ecosh equal to, I need to enter one number. Okay. Okay. So this is the value. I don't know what exactly is it, but this is just for understanding how exactly you can use Alt key to do your work. Now Control tilde. Now Control key, you know, just next to numeric 1 there will be a key. Just press that, Control and press that key. So your sheet will go a bit wild. Like based on that, you can see all the formulas. See what is happening. So whatever formulas you have mentioned, you can see all the formulas in your worksheet. Okay, again press Control tilde and again the worksheet will be normal. So it is the key which is next to 1. Okay, just below the escape key. Suppose if I have some values over here, let me show you. And if I am doing a particular sum, if I press Control tilde, I can see the formula which is mentioned in the worksheet. Okay, now again press Control tilde and it will be gone. Control 1 is for doing the cell formatting. This kind of pop-up box will open, in which you have your number, whether you want to show it as number format, currency format, accounting format, date format. So different things are given. Then alignment, whether you want to centrally align or horizontally align, whether you want to merge cells or wrap text, what fonts to use, what is the whether you want a bold italic or a bold, or what size you want, whether you want to strike through a particular font or superscript or subscript, that can be done. Okay, then you have your borders, what kind of borders you want. Suppose if you want these thick borders, do it like this. Suppose if you want to change the color inside, click over here and click over here. So you can do that. As of now there is no data, so that is why it is not taking the command. You can even fill whatever type of color you want to fill as a background or in the cell. You can also protect your worksheet. In your fill, you also have these automatic pattern colors or standard colors, or maybe the pattern style you want is hash lines or something like that. You can even do that. Okay, Control Z. Then control C is for copying. I think most of you might be doing these commands. Control V is for pasting. Control N is for a new workbook. Now hyperlink. Hyperlink will show you over here. Now let's add a small shape, maybe this smiley. Okay, over here. Okay, now we have added a smiley. I don't want any fill. Outline I want as red. Shape effects I want maybe a 3D kind of a thing. Let me just figure out. Yeah, and I want to add a hyperlink. Okay, now what I want to do is, as soon as as soon as I should click on this, in this particular sheet I want to go to maybe cell Y76. Okay, I think I have made some mistake. I'll again come back to you on this. Wait, hyperlink we want to do. Suppose if I want to add a hyperlink, getting started with Excel, and I want to go to maybe cell A89. Okay, click over here and click OK. As soon as I'll click over here, I'll reach cell A89. Over here I can add a small shape like this, and again I can add a hyperlink to go to cell A1. Okay, again I reach cell A1. So hyperlink can be something which you can use to navigate the data quite quickly. Click over here, you'll reach here. Click over here, you will again go back to cell A1. Okay, fine. We'll learn more about it in the chapters to come. Insert comment. Many a times you want to show that what exactly we are doing, or suppose if there is some value, what do we mean by this value? For that you can insert a comment. Okay, it is just a arbitrary value. It has no meaning, so it's a comment. You can also show the comment to all the people. You can also edit a particular comment, like increase the font size or change the font the way it is looking. You can even do that. Like Tohuma can be done to CRGO or Show Catholic, whatever it is. You can do it by means of you can even change the comment function. Okay, so let's keep it very simple. Hide comment. So whenever you go to this particular cell, only then you will be able to see the comment. Okay, now insert rows we have done, insert columns we have done. Now suppose if you have a particular way of formatting a cell, like you have these all borders, go to format cells. Suppose you want this thick line on the outside and this line on the light gray line on the inside. Okay, now this is the format. Now again, if you want to change just the format, just select the data you want to copy, double click on the format painter and just click whatever you want, wherever you want the data, it can be pasted in no time. Okay, This will increase your productivity to a great extent. You again and again you need not do the formatting. You can just simply use this format painter toolbox or toolbar. Okay, escape. Wrap text we've done. Simple example formatting is simple. Trace precedents. Okay. Now when we talk about tracing the precedents, if you see the value over here, it is sum of these four numbers. Okay, so this is the value of or the sum of these four numbers. So value in this particular cell depends on these four numbers. If I change any of the value in this particular cell will change. Now let's do one more thing. Right, we'll just write a simple formula over here, that is this into 6. Okay, so this particular cell is dependent on these four numbers, and this value in this particular cell is dependent on value over here. Okay, now go to formula, trace precedents. It is showing that value of this cell is dependent on these four. Precedents means the cells because of which this value will change. If I make it maybe 56, this will change. Okay, now this was trace precedents. Now we'll learn about trace dependents. Okay, now the value in this cell is dependent on this. This is called as dependents. Now just remove all the arrows. Okay, so this was just few basics about precedents and dependents. Now function of F2. Suppose if you are in a particular cell and you want to edit that particular cell, press F2. Okay, if you just go and try to enter, you won't be able to. If you just go to a particular cell and will try to edit the cell and press enter for that, you won't be able to do that. So press F2 and edit the cell, then you can press enter. Another function of F2 is editing is the main function for the cell F2. F4. F4 means you can change the cell referencing and repeat that particular task. Cell referencing and repeating the task. Suppose you have entered some value over here, okay, and maybe you have formatted it, maybe added this kind of a color in it. Now if you want to again copy it down, press F4. Paste F4. Or maybe you have these cells, you have merged them. If you want to again merge them, press F4, 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 F4. So the data which you want, you have to select the data. It will just perform the previous function which was done. Like in this case, it was the merging of the cells. If you have not understood, not an issue, we'll learn more about it. Now date and drag and all these things which I'll be covering in the part 2 of this chapter. So as of now, forget it. Well, I'll again come back to you with the part 2. In that we'll be learning more about the basics. Okay, thank you for your attention. Bye bye, take care.